according to J.D. Power. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Save big money at Menards.
Starting off with a little bit of a backup northbound on 94 heading into the Mitchell interchange. Looks like we might have some debris on the roadway, so they may have to close off some lanes to clean it up. And a couple of disabled vehicles through that area as well, so they may have run over something and popped some tires. Just be careful as you're heading through there. On westbound 894, backed up out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 68th Street. We've also got some delays on westbound 94 starting at about 16th Street all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, beautiful. A high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear with a low of 63. It'll be in the 50s inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You said no salad at dinner?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that weird? A pizza place.
Now it's less weird, just so you know.
But I think most people love a salad with their pizza.
Oh, hey, guys. Man, I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really going to happen.
This is the thing where you go and you have to make your own pizza?
Yeah, we give you the dough.
No salad at a pizza place is a deal breaker?
Yes.
I have to be honest. I have never had a salad with my pizza.
I have to have a salad with my pizza.
You smash it, you pound it, you fling it up in the air, and then you get to put your sauce, and you get to sprinkle your cheese, and then you slide it into the oven.
Very good pizza, lasagna, the wine, absolutely horrible.
No. You're not allowed. No.
Yeah. It's almost undrinkable
You're
for me.
You know, you have to know how to do that. You can't have people shoving their arms into a 600-degree oven.
It's all supervised.
Oh, well.
Oh, you want to invest?
My money's tied up in change.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
I will give you this, big guy.
What's that?
I think my wife might be on the same salad pizza plan as you.
I'm over it.
Okay.
But you guys didn't hear what I said yesterday. You don't like my salad with pizza? Well, you know it doesn't go together? Doesn't go together at all.
Pizza and ranch dressing?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
What? Okay. Now,
it doesn't. It's tuna fish and tomato soup because of the dipping into the soup of the tuna. You don't dip grilled cheese into tomato soup.
Yeah, you do.
No,
That's crazy.
No.
I'm
not listening to you.
But I was just about to come to your defense.
Okay, I'll listen.
With the salad thing, and then you decide to dive headfirst into probably your third or fourth worst food take of all time. You've got a lot of bad food takes.
No, I do not. Cheddar's
fine. Cheddar's not a top 10 cheese. Borscht, it's
okay. See, the thing
your
about
favorite
borscht,
food, but it's only okay.
Gabe, the thing about borscht is it's healthy for you. It's good.
Yeah.
You know what's not good for you? You know what's not good for you? Beer cheese soup is not good for your body. Okay?
Yeah, correct.
Borscht is a liver cleaner, which I need from time to time. Okay?
But again, it's one of my favorite foods.
It's okay. My favorite food.
But the way you try to talk people into it, you need to be a better salesman. It's a good thing you're on the radio instead of one of those people up there who's trying to convince people to spend money on the radio.
I think most people don't like vinegar.
Ooh. I'm not a big vinegar guy, but
Me neither.
but my guess is probably 50-50.
Like, what do you use vinegar for?
About the only thing, I rarely use straight up vinegar. I'll use a little bit of apple cider vinegar when I'm making a buffalo sauce.
Okay.
Again.
No, but broccoli, I'll just take a bowl of apple cider vinegar and dip my broccoli in that and eat it.
Okay. So you don't like vinegar, but apple cider vinegar you're okay with?
Yes. The other vinegar you clean with. Right? I don't think you should be ingesting it.
You're pickling things with it as well.
Well, pickles, yeah.
You got the,
everyone loves pickles.
The acidic value of it when you're making food.
Once again, very good for you. I know, like the Blammer, shot of vinegar in the morning. I don't know why, but he takes a shot of vinegar in the morning.
Is
That'll
it
wake you
apple
up.
cider vinegar? Because I've heard of people. Yeah, I've heard. Of
Okay,
people
I was about
doing
to say, if you're just taking a shot of straight up vinegar,
It lowers something. I don't know what.
we're not going to do the research and figure that out.
It's above my pay grade.
You had yesterday off. You should be refreshed. I'm the only one that's goddamn working. Sorry, working around here.
Jiminy Christmas. You might not be tomorrow after that.
5 minutes in, and Josh has to hit the dump button. Off to a hell of a start on Dude Wednesday.
You might have Thursday off after that performance here, buddy.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, well, it seems like you got something you want to get off your chest.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're the only one who's been here all 3 days this week. I took off. I was on vacation. Joshy took Tuesday off. Jen is not here today.
Yeah, I think right now my batting average is I should be batting third right now, is where I should be batting. When it comes to work at this station, yes. Although 4 is cleanup, so.
But you think you're cleaning up? I mean, look,
You're
I
not
mean,
the cleanup guy.
I'm putting you 3 because you put your superstar 3.
Look,
I'll put you at 3
when it
because
comes
of that.
to days off this year, someone is in the clear lead.
Okay.
And then you're second,
Excuse
gap, and then I'm third, and then Joshy is probably gap 4. So me and Joshy are the only ones holding the fort down, really.
I'm willing to bet that you and I have the similar number of days off.
Not even close. I'm at like 7.
You took an entire week.
That's only 5.
Yeah. Then we've had the
I was sick.
Pizza incidents.
I was kind of sick.
we had you not showing up because you were hungover.
Allegedly.
It's an important word.
I didn't know that we get sick days. I was informed by the bosses yesterday that we get sick days.
But you've taken sick days.
You didn't hear yet? Ashton took his first sick day Monday ever because he was hung like a buffalo.
Yeah, did you hear
on
this
a boat?
one?
So I did not hear any of the show, but you open up Twitter every once in a while and you see the poll questions that are being thrown out to people. I saw the Chewy pizza and salad thing on Monday. Ashy being off. I mean, look.
Did you hear why Ashy was off?
Well, yeah, he had a boat day on Sunday
where he got tanked.
Yeah,
and he didn't do well on the boat, and he got sunburnt.
Oh, he didn't do well on the boat.
No,
too
he
much.
threw up.
I believe he pre-called in. He at like 5 p.m.
Yeah,
said, "Hey, not gonna make it to work."
Which you gotta appreciate.
You know what? Hey, you know what?
Right?
Good for him. I feel like that's a moment of growth for our guy. Can you imagine him doing that before he met you?
But the guilt is just eating him up inside.
1,000%.
I think he worked 24 hours straight
yesterday to make up for it.
I mean, the 15-hour warning on I'm not feeling good enough for work.
Yeah, that's pretty
crazy.
Look.
Yeah, but he's really a moron because he's pale as snow and he doesn't use sunscreen, so there was an element of sun poisoning
I'm sure.
there.
I'm sure, yeah, because he didn't put on any sunscreen?
No.
Okay.
He never does. Yeah, he ain't real bright.
Yeah, apparently not.
So, okay, I got that off my chest. I feel better.
I will say this, because I pushed back on the notion of being excited for preseason. I pushed back on the notion of being excited for training camp. And Joshy, if you want to take your victory lap today, feel free. Because guess what? On Saturday, we get to see the Packers start.
You know why we're seeing the Packers starter?
Why is that?
Because listening to Jason, I don't have warm and fuzzies.
Really?
Yeah. I don't have warm and fuzzies. And I know, Josh, you're kind of the same way.
I'm a little worried with the fact that we talked about the defense, and I said I'm a believer in the defense. I'm eating the trash this time around. But the fact that they're dominating them does foretell a situation that we've gone through before. Of we got a defense now where the defense is going to lead us, which actually just meant the offense wasn't that good.
Well, Jason said the offensive line.
Circa 2022.
Yes.
He said the offensive line is not playing great, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Look,
Yep.
you know what? Hey,
So, which would lead to the defense dominating.
Yeah.
You don't even need 4. Pressure with 3 sometimes.
But it's just like it's like all right. What happened to the gush of Luke Musgrave?
I don't know if I've heard Luke Musgrave's name once this preseason.
What happened to Devontavian Wicks competing for?
Compared him to Devontae Adams. Look, a lot of Devontae Adams, Dontavian Wicks talk. So the fact that he wanted to call him Devontae Wicks, I think, is fine. I'll stick up for him there. He got a little confused.
Where is that push for the number 1 receiver?
Well, so I mean, I'm sure you guys talked about this last couple. In terms of the snaps he played,
6 snaps
in the family night.
Yeah,
just over a handful.
Yeesh.
I mean, we're probably a little neurotic right now,
because you have to be. Because you are a little bit.
But with the gush, remember the gush was just gushing like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Everyone's great. The lawn's great. Everyone's wonderful. We got a team full of all pros. Now it's kind of dipped a little bit. And I'm not buying. Look, do I think the defense will be better? Yes. Am I drinking the Kool-Aid? No, because I drank it for the last 4 years.
Well, because, it's hard to be as bad as they were, right?
Yeah. Well, as soft as they were.
Sure. Which defensively is not a good thing.
No.
When you don't have dominant players. So I'm expecting a step forward, but I'm also expecting growing pains.
Kickers? I mean, this is turning into a train wreck. They both missed kicks in the 2-minute drill to win the game. I know it was windy, but you know what it is in October in Lambeau Field? It's windy.
You know what it's like in December in Lambeau?
Yeah, cold.
And windy. Cold and windy.
But the fact that I saw they brought in 3 kickers to work out.
Yeah.
That's never a good thing.
So right now, in terms of that positional battle, right now, Greg Joseph's in the clear lead, right?
Well, I just read you this. He's 40 of 45 in kicks during training camp, and Carlson is 36 of 45. So, that's
40 of 45 is fine. Like, would you like 42 out of 45? Probably, but I'd settle for 40 out of 45 in a regular season. What are you smiling at, Joshy?
I just went to retweet the poll of which sandwich goes better with tomato soup. We are 11 votes in. 100% of them say grilled cheese over tomato soup, over tuna sandwich.
Take the poll in Boston, please. Our sister station in Boston, can you please take a poll there for crying out loud?
What do you want? You just want us to just start tweeting at the...
No, I want a war. I've been watching The Americans. I'm a spy for ESPN Boston. Okay?
You want us to just start tweeting at EEI out there?
Gabe, I know you're not going to do it, but you won a member guest finally over the weekend.
Yeah, we did. Hell yeah.
Does Gabe know?
Hold on. Pump the brakes.
Uh-oh.
He said it was all because of his partner, not him.
Oh, I can show you. But I know we tweeted it out from... I tweeted it out from my personal account. I know the ESPN Milwaukee account tweeted it out. But my buddy, Tom Lee, he's invited me. We were trying to figure it out. Like the last 5 or 6 years, I've gone to Madison to play. We've never made the shootout. For those who don't know how member guests work, 60 members, they bring a guest. You have 10 different pods with 6 groups. You win, you go to a shootout, and the shootout is alternate shot. And the way they do it there, it's 10, 11, 12, and then 18 are the 4 holes for the shootout. I ended up hitting the tee shot on all the holes because it was true alternate shot, which we did not know. Again, never been in this, so we just thought, like when you watch on the Ryder Cup and they play alternate shot, it's, okay, one guy tees off on the odd holes, one guy tees off on the even holes. No, this was true alternate shot. So whoever hit the putt in, next guy tees off.
Yeah.
Which worked out for us because if you've ever been out at Blackhawk, which great event, great staff. Shout out to my guy Derek Schnarr for putting on a great event. It's a short golf course. So I'm hitting 3-woods into these par 4s, getting them up by the green, and then we're just making easy pars and advancing. And then my buddy on the last hole, it's a par 3, little up the hill. I just hit a shot in the middle of the green. He buries a 25-footer to win.
Wow.
A curling 25-footer.
Did you win any cabbage?
There was some money, yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of money online. We don't need to discuss necessarily how much.
No, I know, but would you rather win the cabbage or win the championship? More cabbage, I'm saying.
Oh,
it's all about the money.
It's also, because I didn't play great.
Yeah.
But we ham and egged it. Like when he wasn't getting strokes, I played well. When he was getting his strokes, he was making 4 for 3s, 5 for 4s.
That's a nice trophy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a real nice
So
trophy.
here's the odd part. So, well, first of all, couple things. My buddy could not partake in any sort of celebration. He had to sprint out of there after he won this event because he was going to see the Killers at Lollapalooza. So he just booked it out of there so he could make it down to Chicago in time.
So did you stay?
I stayed for a little bit, hanging out with some, because like I said, I've played 5 or 6 years there. I've gotten to know some different people over the years. And so I'm sitting in their bar and their head pro comes up to me and sets down this giant box. I'm like, the hell is that? He goes, this is a popcorn maker. This is yours. And he walks away. I go, huh? So then Derek Schnarr, who's I've known since, I worked in Madison, so I've known Schnarr for 15 years at this point. He's the director of golf. He comes up, he goes, yeah, I've got one of these in my house. Everybody loves it. So I just order if you win, I order 2 every year. And if you win, you get this popcorn maker.
Was it the popcorn maker that was stolen out of the closet here that mysteriously showed up there?
That was a pizza maker.
I thought it was a popcorn
Different.
maker. Sorry.
But I don't know what I'm going to do with a popcorn maker. Like I brought it home, and my wife's like, "Can you put that in the basement?" No.
So you don't eat popcorn?
We do, but I do. My wife doesn't really. But there's no good place to put it in my house. I haven't assembled it yet. I haven't had time because I turned around and went right up to Island Resort Casino.
I've been at your house, Gabe. I think you buy that a little stand on if you walk in from the back door, the left side of your house. There's some space there.
There is, right by the record player.
Right there. Look at that. You got popcorn 24/7.
Yeah.
Nothing better than having a couple brewskis with a
little popcorn.
A little
Watching a
salty.
movie.
Yeah. That's
agree.
where it's at.
I'm excited to try this thing out. I knew the exact reaction I would get when I brought that in.
Yeah.
It's a big box. I set it down in our kitchen. I was like, the hell's that? It's a popcorn maker.
What's it look like?
And she goes, well, can you take that to the basement? Like, no, we got to at least try it out.
Yeah.
But I knew she would not want that anywhere in our house.
Yeah, I think it needs to just become a feature. You just become the popcorn house.
Yeah, which is fine. Again, if it makes good popcorn, I'm fine with that.
It's always better out of those machines.
Oh, yeah.
Always. You could cook it on your stove, your oven, whatever.
You can get the microwave popcorn.
It's fine. Microwave is the bottom tier there for sure. But the machine just does it better. It's just a more quality
fresh popcorn is you can't beat it.
So I'm excited to try it out. My wife, but
Not so much.
I was waiting around to get the cash. The great part is, so our pod, our grouping loved it because they do a feature there where if you throw in $100 and somebody from your flight wins, your entire flight, as long as you put in the $100, splits all the other money from all the other flights. So then it gives an extra reason.
Okay.
So they were walking around handing out the envelopes of cash. A couple of guys were, yeah, Leah Neitzel, yeah, because they won.
That does explain
decent amount of money.
Extra cheers because people were fired up for you. It was a great putt by your friend.
It was a great putt.
But literally some of those guys are the ones also competing, so they're not as thrilled about that.
Well, so once you get to that, there's just 2 groups. So it was us and one other group because they pair it off. So we started with 11 on 10. They get it down to 5 on 11, and then there are just 3. So then you're in the money in terms of the pari-mutuel betting win, play, show on the 12th hole, which was a par 5. And then when you get to the last hole, there's just 2 teams left. And he made the putt. And I think part of the reason why everybody was excited as well, because last year at this event, it's a hard par 3. And then they trick out the pin. They put it all the way on the right there. A 6 won that hole last year. It was par 3. 6 won the hole. So to walk it off with a 25-foot putt, I think everybody was pretty pumped about that.
Yeah. See, I go the other way. I played one time, and my partner missed a 4-footer, and I told him he sucked, and he pouted the rest of the night. You suck, right? Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean,
it's not going to help you win.
I don't know if you want to do that to your partner.
We were out. What do I care? Yeah, I'm a tough
partner.
Tough guy to play with.
We hear.
I've heard some stories about you in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
self-praise stink PU guy here and Mr.
No,
Teamwork.
they call me front running Jesse because if I ain't playing well, no one's playing well.
Guess who just decides to sit in the cart for a couple holes?
That is true. I will bring your game down.
Bring everybody down with you. Still have more things to get with the Green Bay Packers because guess what? The general manager was on Adam Schefter's podcast, had some interesting things to say. We dive into that coming up next. But all this food talk has me thinking about Palermo's Pizza because you always want to make sure you've got some Palermo stocked in the freezer. Maybe you're going on vacation, you come back, you don't want to make dinner. Maybe you're just, it's the summer, you're running around. You always want something good, though, that tastes great for dinner. And that's where Palermo's comes in. And if you've got a family, trust me, Palermo's has something for every appetite. Whether we're talking about Palermo's, Urban Pie, Connie's, Surfer Boy Pizza, Screamin' Sicilian, all those brands under the Palermo's umbrella. And they've been doing this for 60 years, so of course they know what they're doing when it comes to frozen pizza. So make sure you're keeping an eye out in the grocer's frozen food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
894 westbound. We've got a bit of a backup coming in from the Mitchell Interchange all the way to about Forest Home through that construction zone. Westbound on 94, slowing down from 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Little pocket of heavy traffic northbound on 43, basically between Locust and Keefe. Otherwise, everything else seems to be rolling along relatively well. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnvparty.com to get started. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, beautiful, a high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63. It'll get into the 50s inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Get the best of both worlds when you visit X Golf at American Family Field. Hi, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and on the team. I love golf. I love baseball. And if you're like me, Brewers game days are the best when they're at X Golf. Book a simulator, bring a group, enjoy the great food and beverage options, and get a unique view of the game. Right now, you can head to brewers.com/tickets and get both sim time and game tickets. Plus, hit a hole-in-one at X Golf and Fan Field any day of the year, and you and a buddy can take a trip down Bernie's Slide. X Golf and fanfield.com.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Something amazing is happening in workplaces everywhere. Devices are learning how people work and adapting to help them get more done. That's because CDW is modernizing experiences with Dell's intelligent portfolio of devices. Thanks to built-in security and AI capabilities, your teams can work smarter wherever they may be. Dell and CDW. Make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/Dell Client.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. And with the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Now through September 15th, purchase high-quality GAF with Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Summer may be slowing down, but the deals at Vivid Seats haven't. Whether it's scoring MLB tickets for a night at the ballpark or locking down the biggest matchups for the upcoming football season, Vivid Seats has you covered. With the only rewards program in the game, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats has something for every fan. Catch the deals you want for the games you crave, all backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it, but it's a liver.
What an endorsement.
This is your
but hold on.
Hey, yeah, guys, good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Just let me cry a little bit longer. I ain't gonna smile.
Chew.
Yeah. I don't care.
This is a bad look, bud.
I don't care.
This is a bad
I really
look.
don't care.
So we tweeted out 14 minutes ago, what sandwich goes better with tomato soup, grilled cheese or tuna sandwich? We are at 88 votes. 100% of the people have said grilled cheese.
They've turned. When did they turn on me? Oh, well, they turned with the pizza and salad. Just not true.
Now that we mentioned it, someone's going to screw it up, but I do want to all of us to remember 80 plus votes, 0.
80.
We've avoided people misclicking.
Where's my buddy from Staten Island or Brooklyn? He's got to be a tuna guy.
88 consecutive
Doesn't bother
yes
me at
votes. Not at all. Not even a little bit. To be this wrong.
Do you want me to swear?
Okay, all right. Well, move on. Moving along.
Okay.
We don't need to go 2 for 2 with you cursing on the radio.
That one just kind of came
today.
out of somewhere inside my body.
That one was pure. That was
that was a 480-yard bomb.
Yeah, it was just it was right there. And it just
hit a flush.
Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst appeared yesterday on Adam Schefter's podcast. Funny enough, we're going to be talking with Schefter in about 5 minutes here. But he said something interesting because, Chewy, you're always talking about windows. Is the window open? How big is the window in terms of championships? When are the championship windows for teams? And here's what Goody had to say about that.
At the end of the day, those guys got to come together. And as far as your question about the windows, I don't know if we've ever really believed in that around here. The way we build our teams and the way we kind of look at things is that, we're going to try to be competitive each and every year, regardless. And, around here, those expectations don't ever change, right? So, but we do feel good. We do have a little bit more stability contractually with some of our players than we've had in the past, and that's exciting.
Do you believe him? I mean, he has known to tell a white lie every now and then. It's not sustainable to have you have to have a reset at some point in time. I think San Francisco they're feeling that window closing. Obviously, if they're trading Ayuk, their best receiver, they can't get it done. They can't get it done from a money standpoint, right? Because they got Purdy coming up that they're going to have to pay a lot of money to. You just can't get it done. So if these receivers pan out where 3 of the young kids are really, you can't keep them all.
Correct.
There has to be a reset.
Mm-hmm. You have to replenish that position. It's always, but by the time the Packers made the NFC Championship game in 2014, after last making it in 2010 when they went to the Super Bowl, those teams looked radically different. Now, they were competitive, very competitive in every year in between that. Mm-hmm. Some years were better than others, but you had a little bit of a reset before those windows kind of opened. I think you could say the same thing about the Patriots. When they were going through, the Patriots didn't win Super Bowl for 10 years.
Yeah. We'll just go back to Devontae. They clearly couldn't pay him what he wanted because they knew Aaron was coming up.
They refused to pay him what he wanted. They could have paid him.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Man, the cap is all funny money. They could have figured it out.
Yeah, that's why I've been harping that if the Jets want to be the best, they should take a run at Ayuk or Devontae Adams or...
Yeah, I think you can figure it out. Now, eventually, you got to you got to pay. You got to pay at some point, but in the middle of it, you don't necessarily have to do
Buffalo.
That.
Buffalo, I feel Buffalo has no chance really of maybe a small chance of winning the Super Bowl this year because they're in a soft reset.
Yeah, with the receivers, they don't know what's going on there. Defensively, they had to get rid of some safeties. But yeah, I fully expect them to still be a good team. But I don't think they're an upper echelon Super Bowl team unless a lot of those pieces come together.
Yeah.
We do have to get to Adam Schefter. We'll get his reaction to that. I do want to update you on the poll. Somebody has finally voted for tuna sandwich. 122 votes in, 98.4% of people are saying grilled cheese, and 1.6% of people are saying tuna. So I think you maybe have 2 votes.
That's my
maybe
Staten
3.
Island guy. Yes. Call your friends.
I don't say this a lot on here, but whoever screwed that up, I hate you. We had a good thing going.
We did have a really
I knew it was going to happen. I just want that person to know specifically hate you.
All right. Well, we don't.
My own guys are piling on me. What is this? Is it because of the golf thing? Because I told the guy, nice choke, and you're trying to get back at me? I mean, what the hell's going on here?
Wait, you're getting personal texts about this terrible take?
I just like records.
I know my phone's blowing up.
Well, that's probably because you're talking that somehow tuna sandwich is better than grilled cheese with tomato soup. We've got to get to Adam Schefter. He's coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound 94 backed up a bit from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. We've got westbound 894 slowing down from 27th Street all the way to Forest Home through that construction zone. Otherwise, everything else seems to be rolling along pretty well. Got a little bit of a westbound backup in Waukesha County just west of Moreland Road, but it's just a little pocket right there. Traffic is brought to you by 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to 2meninajuncktruck.com for a free, no obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny, beautiful, a high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63, but it'll be in the 50s inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience. With a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more. All surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Michael Quizon is the IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank. Before switching to document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, they had a printer problem.
We talked to James Imaging. We said, we need to take down the number of printers that we have. What can we do?
The experts at James Imaging Systems researched your printing process, overall workflow, costs, supplies.
So we went from probably 120, 130 printers down to 50 some odd printers.
And
our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
Michael, the benefit as the bank's IT Systems Administrator?
I don't have to deal with printers. One less thing on my plate.
Anything to add about your experience?
In terms of James Imaging, they've been a great partner.
Switch to document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. If you're looking for top-notch orthopedic care, OAW's team of doctors has been nominated for Milwaukee Magazine's Top Doctors. From sports injuries to joint replacements, their doctors are dedicated to providing personalized, compassionate care. You can experience the OAW difference by going to their website, orthowisconsin.com.
Yeah, that's like new software on my laptop, and it's just, I don't hear anything.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
Adam Schefter teased some big breaking news. Adam, you've told us about it. What do we got?
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you have more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move.
And here is the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years. Let's get this deal in the books. Let's get it done the way we want, structure it. If you're Jordan Love, you're banking all that guaranteed money. You're set. You're set for life. So, again, I think both sides win.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
Always excited every Wednesday to talk to our guy, Adam Schefter. But specifically, we're really excited today because you had a pretty special guest on your podcast yesterday, Adam.
Yeah, we had the Packers general manager, Brian Gutekunst, and he talked about the extension with Jordan Love, the roster he's built, playing the opening Friday night game in Brazil against the Eagles. We touched on a number of topics, and hopefully all Packers fans will listen to their general manager on the Adam Schefter podcast today.
Well, what was your biggest takeaway with your conversation with Goody?
A few things. I think, first of all, he stuck to the process. He's been kind of the same guy all along. What was interesting to me, it was funny. I just thought he's quite pleased about the fact that they're not playing that game against the Eagles in Philadelphia. Like, okay, we have to go to Brazil. No problem. We have to play Brazil Friday night. Well, that's better than having to go to Philadelphia to play the Eagles in front of those fans. So I thought that was entertaining. And obviously, he stood behind, believed in Jordan Love, and put his money where his mouth was last week or a couple of weeks ago in signing him to that new deal.
Adam, the Ayuk potential trade, and I'm not talking about where he may go. Why is San Fran willing to trade him? Is it they don't feel he's worth the money? They don't have the money because they're going to have to pay Purdy in a year or two? What's the reasoning behind it, you think?
Well, I think you look at it, and it's like this. They've spent all off season tried to re-sign the guy, and they've been unable to do it. So these two sides have spent weeks, months together trying to get a deal done, can't get a deal done. At one point, it looked like they were close to getting a deal done, then they weren't. Then he demands a trade, which I don't think the organization, probably was overly pleased by. Like, it's not great when one of your star players is coming out asking for a trade for training camp, and then you show up to camp and you're holding in. Now, I know that's part of business, and he should be doing whatever he can to procure his new contract, but he asked for a trade and a new deal, and they provided him with that. And there are certain places that he hasn't wanted to go. So I just think the relationship has built up a lot of it's taken on a lot of water over the last 3, 4, 5 months, right? He's been very public, statements, podcasts, actions. And so I feel like they feel like that they've tried to work with him, and what they've tried to do hasn't worked. So it's like, what do you do about that? And it's a situation that I think everybody's stumped by right now. And that's kind of where we're at.
If they do lose him, Adam, does that knock them out of the top spot in the NFC?
Out of the top spot? Look, I think they're going to be a good team, but I'm a big believer in vibes at a camp and vibes going into a season. And this is a team that's missing its left tackle. Its star running back now is a calf injury that's probably going to end this preseason. Their wide receiver, where they're not all that deep at to begin with, he may not be with them. He may be traded. And if he's not traded and he's staying, we've seen he's not going to be a happy guy right now, right? So, if you're a 49ers fan, you can't really say that what's gone on this summer has been positive, because it's not. You're looking for a quiet camp, nice and easy, and it just hasn't unfolded that way.
One of the things that Brian Gutekunst said to you yesterday, Adam, was that he doesn't necessarily believe in championship windows. You've been around the game for a minute or two. Do you agree with that philosophy and think that there are championship windows in the NFL?
Well, there are windows, some that stay open shorter or longer than others. I believe that when you've got a franchise quarterback, there's no such thing as a window. It's just there every year. Like when I covered the Broncos for almost 16 years, they may not have had a great team every year, but they were going to have a chance to get to the playoffs and advance to the playoffs as long as John Elway was quarterback. And the same thing with Brett Favre in Green Bay or Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And we think that that's where they could be with Jordan Love. We don't know that yet, but it certainly looked positive last year. So if you have a quarterback like that, one of the upper echelon quarterbacks in the National Football League, I think your window's open every year, period. Right? Like, there's no reason if you have a upper echelon quarterback that you shouldn't be competing for a title every year. It doesn't mean you're going to win one. Of course not. Like Joe Burrow's still trying to win one. Josh Allen's still trying to win one. Lamar Jackson's still trying to win one. I got it. Patrick Mahomes has become something of a Michael Jordan-like figure, blocking others' paths to the championship and preventing them from achieving some of the glory that they otherwise would get if they played in a different era. But if you've got a great quarterback, your window is open as long as you have that great quarterback.
Adam, where do you stand on veterans playing in the preseason? We just learned, I believe yesterday, that Jordan Love and other veterans are going to start against Cleveland on Saturday. Where do you stand on that?
No, I'm going to ask you your answer after, but I'm going to answer it first for you. And here's what I would say. I've covered the NFL for 35 years. I've seen teams like the Rams not play any regulars and go on to the Super Bowl. I've seen teams put people out there and get hurt, and people are like, why are you playing that guy in this meaningless preseason game? I've seen teams not play anybody and then start slow. Like we look what the Bengals have done. Joe Burrow hasn't really had any kind of preseason work between COVID, ACL, calf, contract, all sorts of things, and he's been a typically slow starter. I don't think that there is a right or wrong formula. I think it's what works for everybody. Saying that, if I were in charge of a football team, which I am not, I would be very reticent and leery about playing my guys too much in the preseason. I think in my perfect world, my starting offense is going out for a series. They're going up that field for a touchdown, and I'm putting them on the bench after a 7-play, 63-yard drive for a touchdown. Like that, in my mind, is the perfect scenario. Just give them a little taste of action.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a big believer in preseason. I'd rather err to the side of caution than exposing the guys. It's a long enough year as it is. There's not a lot to gain. And as a player, you can answer this better. In week 1, when you play in Brazil or wherever you're playing, you're going to be sucking air anyway.
Yeah.
Period. Whether you play a series or 2 or not at all in the preseason. Am I right, Joey?
No, you're right. I just needed it personally because I approached it like this, Adam. I had to get up, and you take supplement. Most guys take supplements before the game to get them up, right? So I would do that in a preseason game, not because it mattered, not because it's a big game, because the fact that if you go out onto that field and you're not ready to play, you can get seriously hurt. So you have to approach it the exact same way as a regular season game. Like, if I go into this thing and la-di-da-di-da, I'm going to get lit up by a safety, drop the ball, and could get seriously hurt. So that's why, you adjust, because new supplements, this may sound funny, but new supplements come out every year, and you may try a new supplement before a game, and you might not like it. I've had that before. I'm like, ooh, man, this stuff makes me jittery. I do not like it. So I would get tuned up from that standpoint, even though I was only going to play maybe a series or 2. But you approach the start of the game the exact same way.
Right.
Holmgren, and Holmgren would always say, Adam, we would always have to play one series into the second half because he wanted you to be prepared for that lull in the locker room.
Right.
And be prepared to come out.
Right. He wanted you to get used to that, right? Go through a lull in the locker room, see what it's like to have to rev your body back up after being in the locker room for 20 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer in any of this. I don't love exposing my guys too much in the preseason. I do think that.
Yeah,
and I think,
get
you know
it.
what, Chewy? Deal with it in week 1. I know you might not be adjusted to taking your supplements. I know you might not be adjusted to halftime oranges or whatever it is you're doing at halftime, IV to get out there and take the 20. I don't know. To me, like we're gonna learn and adapt on the fly. You're a pro. You've done this a long time. You know what it's like. You're gonna have to get back on that bike and go ride it again, starting that Friday night in Brazil.
So I think a lot of people agree with you, Adam. I think a lot of teams take that approach. So because of that, I think we've seen, especially here in Packerland, the Packers have 2 joint practices. Joint practices against 2 teams this year, Broncos, Ravens. That's the new wave of the future, right? These joint practices.
No, it's not the new wave. It's the wave of the present day where coaches can control the environment and control the scrimmage. I was at the Giants-Lions yesterday, and they practiced last days. Now, both days turned into boxing matches with brawls breaking out. But fact of the matter is they're playing Thursday night, and by the time they get to Thursday night, the teams view it, okay, Detroit's like, we're coming to New York, let's go practice against them for a few days. We have the game Thursday night. By the time you get to that Thursday night preseason game, honestly, they might as well just cancel it, but that's a game for the bottom of the roster guys fighting for their roster spots to try to make some sort of statement, catch somebody's attention to try to win a roster spot. But you're not going to see any regulars for either team because the coaches were able to put them in a controlled environment on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday before the Thursday night game.
Adam, what are you hearing coming out of Bears camp? Because they kind of scare me from the standpoint of, could this be the Houston Texans of 2023? I mean, what are you hearing about Caleb Williams?
Well, the great part is we could watch him on Hard Knocks, right? So you're going to see more than I can tell you because those cameras are following those people. I know I'm going to be in Chicago in a couple of weeks. We have that fancy football convention. I'm going to go out to the Bears one day. But look, the guy, by all accounts, when you talk to front offices across the league, he's a generational type of talent. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be a generational player, but he's got that type of ability. And now we wait to see whether he can do something that so few quarterbacks in Chicago have, which is turn into a big-time NFL quarterback. That has not been the norm. That has not been the case. And it'll be up to him to try to do that now.
Adam, before we let you go here, bud, want to ask you this. Yeah. What sandwich goes better with tomato soup? Is it a grilled cheese sandwich or is it a tuna sandwich?
Oh, that's not even it. Grilled cheese goes with...
Adam, what are you doing? You're an East Coaster. I mean, you didn't grow up with tuna fish and tomato soup. That was a staple. Fridays for lunch. Nothing?
Chewy.
Yeah.
I love tomato soup. I love tuna fish sandwiches. I don't think in my 57 years walking the face of this earth that I've ever had tomato soup and a tuna sandwich.
I'm out of here.
He really thought he is getting his ass kicked, Adam, on the poll. We put it on a poll, and 96% of people are saying grilled cheese sandwich. And I knew he was hoping that you would be on his side. And the fact that you aren't has just devastated him to the point where if you are watching on the YouTube stream, you just saw Chewy, he's done.
And the thing is, I love both. I love tomato soup and I love tuna sandwiches, but I don't love them together necessarily.
Yeah, it's just...
I think that's where we all stand.
Yeah, I had never heard of the combination of tuna fish in tomato soup until Chewy brought it up this morning. So, Adam, appreciate your time, buddy. Always love talking to you, especially during the football season. We can't wait to talk to you next Wednesday.
Have a great week, guys. We'll talk to you next Wednesday, and hopefully Chewy decides to come back before then.
Yeah, no, I mean, who knows? We honestly don't know. We'll find out together. But Adam is brought to us by our friends at the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do in one awesome location. You know how much I love being up. I was just up there. Great golf, great casino, great hotel, great options. So just visit islandresortsandcasino.com to book your total experience today.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
We've all had those moments walking through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair and thought, ooh, that would be nice to have. This is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy telling you that my purchase of an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas is one of the best purchases I have ever made, and it came at the State Fair. I can feel the extra energy and the flexibility I've gained from using my sauna, plus my skin looks better. And with the amount that I travel, its detoxification benefits are worth it alone. Visit Good Health Saunas at the Wisconsin State Fair. Full product details are at goodhealthsaunas.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I'm glad you decided to come back, buddy.
I have a compromise.
Okay.
Joshy, you listening?
Sure am.
I will admit, when it comes to tuna and tomato soup, I am completely wrong if you take down the poll.
We have to remove the poll?
Yes.
So
it takes
what is
a big man to admit when he's wrong. I am not a big man.
So why do you want the poll to be taken down? Because you don't want it to be the most lopsided poll in ESPN Milwaukee history?
That. Yeah, that's not good, Bob. What's it at right now?
95.8 to 4.2.
And then what's been the most lopsided ever?
For the longest time.
Wasn't it you and Homer? Like
so Homer
90?
and I had one for the
dumb?
longest time. Are people dumb? I think we had one since then that has surpassed it.
There was a Scalzone breast poll.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically what it was. But you're in that territory right now of what? Yeah. So what do you say, Joshy? Do we take down the poll and accept the victory?
I'm gonna have to stew on it for a second here.
All right, you got till 8:15. And then I'm retracting.
All right. Okay, the offer has been made. The offer is out there. We will decide at 8:15 if Joshy will accept. My guess is how the poll is doing is going to also have a lot of influence on Josh's overall decision. But I still want to just take a couple of minutes here, Chew, because the championship window thing from Gutekunst, I understand as a general manager, sometimes you probably just have to say that. right?
Yeah, sure.
But it's one of those things where, sure, I don't know if you actually believe that, because he has to know, like, the Packers' championship window wasn't open last season, right? I mean, my guess is it's a little open this season.
I mean, they were close to going to an NFC championship game. Did we know it was open? Probably not. One of the kids opened it in the middle of the night.
Without your knowledge.
I mean, like, take Buffalo, for example. Their window is not as open as it was last year or the year before, correct? It's just not. Is it open? I mean, if we were to look at Vegas, the Bills' odds at winning are probably 8, 9, 10.
So I also think a part of this is believing in it. So I just go back to your team in the 90s.
Yes.
Wasn't open in 92. Wasn't open in 93.
No.
Wasn't open in 90. Was it open in 95 is the question. Because you guys went into San Francisco, you beat up on the defending champs, went to Dallas, a place that you always had trouble in. But even when you talk about that 1995 NFC Championship game, it almost seems like you were convincing yourselves that you could beat them. And then when you were up in the third quarter, it was like, holy crap, we can.
Well, go to the year before when we beat San Fran.
No, that is the year.
That is the year?
Yeah. Because
they blew us out in the championship game there, right?
You didn't make it to the championship game in 94. You got blown out because you beat...
In Dallas, that's right.
Yeah.
Alvin Harper with
you
Terrell
beat,
Buckley, yes.
In 94, you beat Detroit, held Barry to negative 1 yards, then went to Dallas, got boat raced. The next year...
boat raced again.
Yeah, then you got boat raced again. And then in 95, you win at home, go to San Fran. I think you beat Atlanta at home, maybe? Beat Atlanta at home, beat San Fran, go to Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah, you hadn't won at Dallas regular season, postseason. But I've heard when you've talked about it before, it's been, we thought we could win, and then you realized you actually could when you were up going into the fourth.
But if they did power rankings back then, I would say because we only played 16 games, so week 14, 15, 16, we're in the top 10.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the top 10. So your window is open. How open? The problem was Dallas was so good.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas, that one of the Dallas years should rival Chicago as the best team to ever have played in the NFL. They might even surpass them.
Yeah, one of those 92, 93
because their offense was so good. It was kind of reverse. Dallas's defense was good, very good. It wasn't the Bears' defense, but their offense was much better than the Bears' offense in 85. So that was part of the problem, that there was a gap.
Yeah.
Big gap. But the window was open.
But to kind of go, it didn't seem like you guys necessarily believed you could beat Dallas.
We didn't until that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then when you had that belief, you guys were really good in 96, 97. And to Adam's point about vibes and training camp, like I think having that belief right now, and we keep using the Buffalo Bills as an example, but if the Bills right now say, oh yeah, we're Super Bowl contenders right now, it seems like they're almost talking themselves into it. Versus if you heard that out of San Francisco, out of Detroit, out of Kansas City. Yeah. I don't know if, with the Packers saying, hey, we're Super Bowl contenders, I don't know if we're talking ourselves into that or if it's actually true. And it doesn't matter what we think. It's a matter what way they believe in that locker room. And that's what I would love to get some truth serum of, because you have always said, as a player,
Yeah, like in 96, we knew. We knew we were the best team. We were probably top 3 power ranked, except for that little hiccup in the middle throughout the entire year. And then going into the playoffs, we were clearly number 1. But then you bypass the Denver Super Bowl, and then you go to 98. We knew the window was closing.
Yeah.
We knew it was closing. You could just feel it. Because guys, Keith left, Sean Jones left, a lot of guys were leaving,
Eugene
and you
left.
could feel it. So we knew, okay, we need, as long as you have Brett, all you need is a soft reset. And I believe Ron has said he kind of screwed up those years because he didn't feed Brett.
Yeah.
They didn't feed Brett. They went more to a running game back then with Amon Green because Amon was so good. And during that stretch of 2000 to whatever, who was their number 1 receiver? Billy Schrader? The cupboard was pretty bare, but they're still making playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They go to, I believe, the Rams, and Brett throws
6 picks.
6 picks, and probably should have reset a little earlier. But the window is open for them.
Okay.
It's wide open when you're the top dog to win it all.
So you would say it's slightly open for the Packers.
I would say it's open.
Okay.
I would say it's open. It's not all the way open. I don't think it'll be all the way open until next year, as long as these guys develop.
Well, so that's the thing. It's as long as these guys develop. I still feel like so many things have to fall into place right now for this team.
Well, if they don't get any better, no, the window's just going to stay right there.
Yeah. And especially with everything happening in San Francisco, if they don't figure that out, the NFC is going to be a lot more wide open than we initially thought.
Well, and then you have Dallas. I mean, Dallas was pretty damn good last year, even though we blew them out in the playoffs. But they got CD Lamb out. They got Dak with contract
They're
issues.
a dumpster fire. I'm not worried about the
Yeah,
Cowboys.
they're a little dumpster fiery. But how long? All right, let me ask you this. How open is Detroit's window?
I would say for the next 2 to 3 years. It's probably wide open.
Is their window this year open wider than Green Bay's?
Yes.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, but it's open
But it's
wider.
a little more open.
It's open wider. They made it further last year. They've got players, I think, again, my issue right now with the Packers, and it's not really an issue. What's the blue chip talent? Who is the blue chip talent on this team?
Jordan Love.
Maybe.
Yeah, but you need more than
that's the problem. I'm not even saying Jared Goff's blue chip talent, but I know Penei Sewell's blue chip. I know Amon-Ra St. Brown is blue chip. I know Aiden Hutchinson is blue chip. The Packers still have some growth to do to establish those blue chip, top of the line, all pro type players.
You know what? You know what? The more you think about it, it's like all these contracts where they have outs.
Mm-hmm.
They got one in Josh Jacobs. They have one. Does that mean they really believe in him?
Yeah, you just always. This is the way NFL contracts work.
CYA.
Yeah, this is the way NFL contracts work.
Okay.
You always give yourself outs,
and it's not going to come down. I mean, I hate to say it, it's going to come down to the receivers and tight ends on how good they are.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't matter about Jordan. Jordan's going to get him the ball, but you need, like you said, I believe, to have a top 10 receiver.
Well, funny you should ask that because I've got questions about what's going on with the wide receivers. But first, somebody wants to defend you, big guy.
Love it.
John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. You're on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and you want us to lay off Chewy, John.
Yeah, man, you guys giving my guy a hard time there. I mean, as a New Yorker, I don't always see eye to eye with Boston, but the salad and pizza thing, man, you couldn't be more on the money with that one.
You're the best, John. You know why, John? Because we're blue-collar guys. We're not bougie,
right.
Grilled cheese and soup. We're meat and potatoes, lunch pail guys that are fine with tuna.
That's right.
Grilled cheese and tomato soup is bougie.
Very bougie. John, you're the best. I love you. I might retract right now. John, did you vote by any chance? Vote 10 times, please.
Vote early, vote often. Alan, by the way, saying he votes for taking down the poll. He doesn't want us to embarrass the big guy with his grilled cheese, tuna sandwich, and tomato soup take. But I do want to dive into the wide receiver position for the Green Bay Packers. We do that in 2 minutes. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Westbound on 94, we've got backups from about 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, back on the brakes out of the Zoo Interchange all the way to the county line. Westbound 894, just as you're coming out of the Mitchell Interchange, we do have a crash. It is off on the left shoulder, but still going to be tight through that area all the way out to 68th Street. And then eastbound 94 has got some backups from 92nd Street all the way to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and beautiful. A high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland tonight, mostly clear with a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at MoTUSA.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You said no salad at dinner?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that weird? A pizza place.
Now it's less weird, just so you know.
But I think most people love a salad with their pizza.
Oh, hey, guys. Man, I'm telling you, this pizza idea is really going to happen.
This is the thing where you go and you have to make your own pizza?
Yeah, we give you the dough.
No salad at a pizza place is a deal breaker?
Yes.
I have to be honest. I have never had a salad with my pizza.
I have to have a salad with my pizza.
You smash it, you pound it, you fling it up in the air, and then you get to put your sauce, and you get to sprinkle your cheese, and then you slide it into the oven.
Very good pizza, lasagna, the wine, absolutely horrible.
No.
Horrible.
You're not allowed. No.
Yeah. It's almost undrinkable for me.
You know, you have to know how to do that. You can't have people shoving their arms into a 600-degree oven.
It's all supervised.
Oh, well.
You want to invest?
My money's tied up in change.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited.
What sandwich goes better with tomato soup, grilled cheese, or tuna sandwich? You can vote on that. Tuna sandwich is getting boat raced if you'd like to vote. But Chewy did offer that if we take down the poll about tomato soup and tuna, because he says he's wrong, he will admit that he's wrong if we take down that poll. So Josh decided to poll that. So now it's a poll about a poll. And so far the people are saying, no, we should not take down the poll. And Brandon even texted in at 800-990-3776. I screenshotted the poll. I've got the receipt. Take it down. It's still not going anywhere.
As long as I finish below the top, if I finish, it's a win for me at this point. It is. It's a win. So
the sliding scale of what can be a win for Chew is the most. It is the classic I win.
Yes. It's never ceased to amaze Josh. Like no, Josh thinks he's going to get you one time, and no, Chewy finds a way to weasel out.
I had a hand just like that before. I didn't win
because I win.
Speaking of winning, wide receivers. Trying to figure out what's going on with the Green Bay Packers wide receivers. Who's going to be one? Who's going to be getting the snaps? And that's why Family Night was fascinating, not necessarily because of the practice, but okay, this is on display for everyone to see. Who's going to be getting snaps in the team competitions? It's going to be fascinating when the number ones are out there. Who are the ones getting these snaps with the number one Saturday in Cleveland? Brian Gutekunst was on with our guy Adam Schefter earlier this week. Go check it out. Adam Schefter podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and listen to it all. But here's what Goody had to say about what makes the wide receiver room special for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I think that the two things. One is the competitiveness of that group. They really go hard, and I think because it's a deep group, I think they realize they have to put their best foot forward each and every day because the reps are hard to come by because of the numbers. But I also think last year, particularly, whenever each guy was called upon, they just delivered. They weren't too big for the moment, and that was very encouraging.
What do you think?
I really don't know. I mean, it's nice to have a 5-headed monster.
Sure.
But eventually you want a go-to guy. You want someone to emerge. Don't you?
Yeah, I think you want someone to emerge because, like you said, you can't pay everyone. Eventually, some of these guys are going to have to move on. You're going to have to know who to pay. So you do want someone to emerge, although maybe you don't because Jordan Love was on Up and Adams and had this to say about his wide receivers.
Who's the number one dog?
I'm not going to say anything.
Is there one? How about that?
No. I don't think we do.
You don't think?
I think all those guys truly believe they're the number one receiver, and I want to keep it that way. You
can't keep it like that forever. One of them's going to want to get paid. One of them's going to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't make those decisions.
You're worried about it right now.
We're going to attack this thing and.
I knew you weren't going to answer that.
I mean, it's good from a standpoint that, okay, like Devontae in his day, he's clearly the number one. But you knew he was going to get double team in third down situations.
But he still got open.
Yes. We just have to see. I'm not interested. I am interested in people emerging. I just want to see which guys have kind of plateaued. And I'm not going to lie, it still sticks in my mind when I said, Jason, everyone's talking up Dobbs great. I still have it stuck in my mind where when I said, give me a comparable, and I thought he was going to give me Devontae Light, Donald Driver, Antonio Freeman, and I'm not disparaging James Jones. I kind of am.
Well, James Jones wasn't a number one.
You've never been a number one. I don't even think you were a number two. You were a number three. So that's a little deflating.
And at what point do I maybe have to admit I was wrong about Dontavian Wicks?
Well, I don't think you're alone.
But
we were fed stuff.
But him getting 6 snaps in the team session of family night, that's not even close to what Watson and Reed and Dobbs were getting. Not even close. Like, to me, it's a pretty obvious, based off of family night, who the top 3 are.
Yes.
And those other guys, the Bo Melton, he's closer to Bo Melton and those guys, the bottom part, right? Than he is the top part.
Yeah. Like I said, we just have to see how this thing plays out. One encouraging thing right now is I don't think Christian Watson has missed a practice.
That's good. Certainly good.
So if he can stay healthy, that's very, very important. I just want to see, like Christian Watson I talked about last year, not a great route runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not a great route runner. Drops balls, has a good game. It's kind of like Aaron Jones. Remember we talked to Aaron Jones, he'll have a monster game and then disappear.
Yeah.
Well, as a number one or one of your top receivers, you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're Z, you have to have out of 5 games, you got to have 3.5 really good games. You can disappear for a game or so, but you can't go good game, bad game, good game, bad game,
because otherwise the offense stalls out.
Yeah.
It's good to have the depth that they have, but again, somebody has to emerge. Somebody has to be that go-to guy. Like, when you look at the best teams in the league, Chew, they all have it's a clear pecking order.
Yeah.
The one thing between your tight ends and wide receivers, whether we're talking about Kansas City with Travis Kelce, whether we're talking about, San Francisco could be changing, but they still would, if they get rid of Ayuk, they would still have Samuel, they would still have George Kittle. If we're talking about the Detroit Lions, we see Amon-Ra St. Brown. Brown out in Philly with the Eagles. All these teams have a top-end wide receiver.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it the way that the Packers are doing it right now.
Let's not forget, LaFleur is a very good schemer of plays to get guys open.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the big plays these guys made last year,
wide open.
But you have, a year of film under your belt if you're Chicago, if you're Detroit. So you sit there and go, ooh, that's how he schemed that open. I get his little. It's like playing poker, You try to look for a tell.
Sure.
And that's all they're looking for this offseason. You always study your opponent. They're the first ones out of the gate you study in the offseason. So you're putting a ton of time, and then you go to teams like San Francisco, Dallas, teams that are going to be there in the end. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think there's going to be as much scheming open because you can only draw so much up in the dirt during the middle of the season. You can put a play or two in here, but you can't overload these guys just because there's so many plays going in, week out to game plans. I mean, you're talking back in my day where they didn't throw the ball as much. You probably have to know on any given week 180 pass plays, 160 to 180, and then run game doesn't matter to receivers because they're only blocking safeties or corners. But the run game probably has another 40. So you have, what is the math there? 200 plays you have to learn. And then it's not the same 200 the next week because they don't play the same defense. So there's probably another 130 that you have to learn on every given week. So you can't say, we're changing the whole offense here. Your brain just
doesn't work.
Doesn't have the ability to do that. So there's going to be some fascinating things this year. How well do these defenses now know this offense?
Again, I think the thing I'm going to be watching for most on Saturday, who's out there.
Yes.
Because that's more important to me than just about anything else, other than clearly health. Sam texted in, 800-990-3776. It's not Chewy's fault for his bad taste. That's farm life. Mom makes tomato soup and tuna. You learn to love it or you go hungry.
Very
Can't
fair.
fault him for being a great son. Also, he's my mom's favorite player of all time.
Very fair. Thank you very much. That's a win. Did you vote? Please vote.
Fair and balanced.
Well, we've reached the time limit that Chewy has given us. Joshy, do we have a decision? Are we taking down the poll of which sandwich goes better with tomato soup, grilled cheese, or tuna?
Hold on. I might retract it. What is the poll at right now, percentage-wise?
I don't know. Do you have it?
I've got it in front of me, 95.5%. So that would be below the most lopsided poll of all time.
All right, I'll stick to my bet.
So you're willing to admit you're wrong?
If you take down the poll.
Josh, are you taking down the poll?
I think we should leave it up to the Jen Game and Chewy audience. What do they say?
The people.
Another poll inside of a poll inside of a poll?
Well, the people said no. The people said no, we should not take it down.
This is
by 77.8% of the vote. Like pretty strong, not just 50-50. This is pretty strong that we should not take down the poll.
This is a democracy here.
All right, so we're leaving it up?
Yep.
Okay.
Apparently we're choosing violence this
Remember
morning.
what's a win.
Yeah. Remember, we're choosing violence this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Because I don't think after the two people showing support, Chewy's just fully bought into his take again. He's not actually retracting it. He just doesn't want the numbers. I'm not falling for his trap.
You're right.
Join me out at the Wisconsin Country Club. I love being out there because the golf course is fantastic. You hear me talking about golf all the time, and you can be joining me as well. But the Wisconsin Country Club is also giving back to the community. And so can you swing for Cindy and help raise money for ALS on August 26th? It's a 10 a.m. shotgun start. They've got a silent auction, raffles, putting contest, and more. For more information, just contact Don Tracy or Derek Gentry at the Wisconsin Country Club. Again, I love being out there. No assessments ever, no food and beverage minimums, great golf course. But maybe you're somebody who, you've got the kids. You want to do something with them as well. Pool, tennis, pickleball, themed Sunday fun day at the pool as well. Check it all out. The Wisconsin Country Club.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we still have this backup with an accident westbound 894 coming out of the Mitchell interchange off on the left shoulder, so watch out for the delays there. Beyond that, we got a broken down vehicle at about 27th, just past 27th Street off on the right shoulder. So all that adds up to some delays all the way to 68th. Northbound 4394 slowing around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Eastbound 94 riding the brakes basically from 84th Street all the way into the Marquette. The westbound side slow from 25th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and beautiful, a high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63, but cooler inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. It's nestled on the second floor of St. Kate. It's an artful dining experience that captivates with culinary creativity and delights in its offering of artisanal American cuisine. Every bite is a work of culinary artistry. You can learn more and make reservations at aria at stkate.com. That's aria at stkate.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same day estimate from 2 Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when 2 Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit 2menandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
An epic Brewers homestand kicks off August 9th, featuring a division duel against the Reds. First place battles with the Dodgers and Guardians, plus 3 giveaway games. Find the game for you at brewers.com/tickets.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Weather is brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Great for post-workout detoxing, skin rejuvenation, back relief, and flexibility. Plus, more energy from better sleep. GoodHealthSaunas.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame, but those are white. Like
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got some sort of like
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Chewy, Chef Ed wants to make sure I tell you. He completely agrees with you about salad and pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Agrees with you on borscht. But tuna fish and tomato soup is disgusting. Yuck. It's from Chef Ed.
Too mushy.
So the chef saying
Forget about it.
tuna fish and tomato soup, not great.
Just a bridge too far. Flew too close to the sun.
You know what I'm having tonight?
You can have tuna fish and tomato soup.
Ham and cheese and tomato soup. That's different.
How? Because of the ham? The saltiness of the ham? Like, what makes it different?
My wife won't eat tuna.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Brian Gutekunst had a lot of things to say on the Adam Schefter podcast. Again, available wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed our time with Adam, you can listen back on Wisconsin On Demand as well. But he had this to say. Seemed pretty excited that the Packers are not heading to Philadelphia to play the Eagles this season.
Yeah, I'm going to go glass half full on this as much as I can, but we're not in Philly, so that's a really good thing, right? But there's some, as that thing came down, I think there were some logistical challenges, but I think as we've gotten through those, we're pretty excited to go down. I know our players are very excited, and opening on a Friday night early, where we're the only one on TV and everybody's watching. I think players always love that. So it'll be exciting and it'll be a new experience, but I think again, we're not in Philadelphia, so that's a good thing.
I don't know if the players are excited. I don't. Because there's an unknown.
Sure.
I mean, if this was the preseason, like when we went to Tokyo to play Kansas City in the preseason, yes, because you're getting days off of camp. There's, a day and a half of flying, there and then on the way back, so you're not going to be practicing. So from that standpoint, yes, but to open the regular season, you don't know what the field's going to be like. You certainly don't know what the locker room's going to be like. The flight is long. So I don't know if they're too excited about going to Brazil.
As a fan, would you rather the Packers play in Philly and the game was easy to consume, or not in Philly and you have to search out Peacock? Because again, outside, we'll be fine here in the Milwaukee area.
Yes.
But I know Tausch is not happy living in Madison because you have to have Peacock. He has no option. It's not going to be on regular TV in Madison or anywhere else in the state. If you cannot get a Milwaukee or Green Bay television station, you are not going to be able to watch this game unless you subscribe to Peacock. So would you rather have this game just be a regular NFL Sunday, the Packers kick off on the Sunday, and you can easily consume it as a fan, or have the advantage of not having to go to Philly, but now it's on Peacock?
As a fan, I'd rather have them play in Philly. Because the game's Friday night?
Friday night. It's a Friday night.
It's hard to say because I have Peacock.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal to me.
For me, same thing as well. But yes. I think that a lot of people are upset about having to have all these different streaming services now.
To tell you the truth, I do not like when they play games overseas or wherever. I just don't.
But
it's different.
Again,
it's just.
But that's how they're going to make more money.
No, I know.
Again, they invented a day to play on just to play this game, Chew. They invented playing on the Friday nights after the Thursday night opener. I don't know the last time the NFL has done this. I don't know if the NFL has ever done this.
Well, outside of the game, this is what I think the players know that a hotel in Brazil is not going to be as nice as a hotel in Philly.
That's fair.
You're not going to have all. It's just going to be different.
There's an unknown factor as a player.
There is an unknown, yes. Now, from a crowd standpoint, yes, it'll be much easier playing in Brazil than Philly, but players you tune that out after a while.
But isn't it tougher to communicate at the line of scrimmage offensively?
It is, but it's not so much hard to communicate, it's hard to check. It's not impossible, but it's harder to check. And Philly's loud, but I don't think it's not like Arrowhead or Seattle or anything like that. So you make do. I don't know. It's I think the players are going to be 50-50 if you take things that matter to the players. My guess is they're going to have to fly food down there. Yes, they will fly food down there, Gabe. Trust me.
Like with them on the plane?
Yeah. As nutso as they are about nutrition these days.
Okay.
I'm not saying the food's going to be poison, but it's different. You go to a different country, the food is different. Like when you go to Mexico's now, the eggs are unbelievable. For whatever reason, the eggs in Mexico are much better than the eggs here. I don't know what it is, whether it's they prepared it, what they're feeding the chickens, But the eggs are always better.
I got to imagine it's the seasoning. I'm guessing like a chicken egg is a chicken egg just about anywhere, right? Like it's whatever seasonings they happen to use culturally.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the chicken's like the warm weather, and there's something that happens to the eggs. Now, like beef, beef, I wouldn't think the beef's going to be as good in Brazil as it is here in the U.S. I bet they fly food down there. I bet they do.
I'm fascinated. Look, I am not saying you're wrong because I think you're 100% right. I'm just fascinated with how your brain works.
Yeah.
Why?
Would have never thought in a million years.
Have you been to Mexico?
No.
Josh? Yes.
Yes.
Eggs are better, right?
The eggs are fine. I didn't notice the discernible difference.
See, he's turned anti-me.
I mean, I was at a resort that was like making whole bunches of them.
Anti-me.
I'm telling you, the eggs down there are
All right.
fantastic.
Maybe this will make you feel better because Jamie in Orlando texted in saying, I got to say grilled cheese is my go-to, but I'm definitely going to try the tuna fish.
I love it.
So you got Jamie in Orlando who's at least going to try tuna fish and tomato soup. Again, Chewy saying that's the better combination than grilled cheese and tomato soup. Sophia Minnaert coming up in just a moment. But guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center, the only place to go for the ring. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. It's what I did. Now, maybe you have no idea what your future wife is looking for in a ring. Well, go take a look at her Pinterest page. If she has anything on there, bring that in. The helpful team at the Jewelry Center always going to point you in the right direction. And at the Jewelry Center, you always have options. Whether we're talking about naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has you covered. Check out their inventory at any one of their 3 locations in Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or shop online at shoptjc.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Westbound on 94, backing up from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's heavy from 84th Street all the way into the Marquette. Also dealing with an accident westbound 894 coming out of the Mitchell interchange off on the left shoulder. Not in traffic, luckily, but those delays are there anyway, all the way to about 58th Street through that construction zone. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and beautiful. A high of 75 at the lakefront, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63, cooler inland. Weather is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Every great Midwest Bank branch has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Michael Quizon is IT Systems Administrator. Michael, the bank has a slogan.
We are called Simply Local. We're a Simply Local bank.
And your business technology company, James Imaging Systems, has been a 100% locally owned and managed company right here in Wisconsin for over 40 years.
They're more like a partner to us.
In what way?
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, document imaging technology, and local service and support.
We can get our printers up and running right away if we have any issues. We can do our business without any downtime at all.
The benefit to Great Midwest Bank?
Efficient operations, time savings on my end. There's no other partner that we can bring on.
Start your partnership with James Imaging Systems today. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results Mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to Mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, it's I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Monica, Sarah, have you heard the good news?
What is it? Joe Gerke says our new store in Bristol, Wisconsin, otherwise known as Kenosha, will be open this autumn.
Kessler's Diamonds is opening a new store.
Indeed we are. It's located off I-94 and Highway 50.
We should reach out and tell people in the area that we're hiring.
Monica, that microphone is on. Tell them what we're looking for.
Do you love people? Do you smile a lot? Are you the person that all your friends come to when they need help or advice?
Kessler's Diamonds is one of the top engagement ring stores in America.
And we're also the largest employee-owned jewelry company in the world.
You're going to love working for Kessler's Diamonds.
You're going to love shopping at Kessler's Diamonds.
Diamond engagement rings.
Diamond tennis bracelets.
Diamond stud earrings.
Diamond anniversary bands.
And big anniversary diamonds.
We do diamonds magnificently because diamonds are all we do.
To apply for a job or find out more about us, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
From the latest happenings on the diamond.
With the team here the last couple of days, Eric Haas had a big weekend, and pitchers love throwing to him. I mean, he's a great teammate.
To all the insight and expertise on things outside the ballpark.
Some of these deals, and of course the way that the wild card picture is right now, with the narrative is that there might be teams that are both buying and selling.
We only turn to one person. Batter up. It's Sophia Minnaert on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. From unwanted furniture to full-service residential and commercial cleanouts. Go to twomeninajunktruck.com to book your free, no-obligation, same-day estimate.
Always love talking to Sophia Minnaert each and every Wednesday about the first place Milwaukee Brewers. Good morning, Sophia.
Good morning. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Brewers are winning games, shutting out the Braves. What else could you ask for?
I know. So, yeah, I saw a stat that the Braves had not been shut out. They were shut out Sunday at home, and that was the first time they'd been shut out at home since 2021. So I'm very curious the last time the Braves were shut out in back-to-back games at home. It's got to be an even longer stretch.
Oof, yeah, I would imagine as the Braves Brewers series continues tonight. Again, check out Sophia on Bally Sports Wisconsin. Sophia, who has stepped up, do you think, most offensively for the Brewers in the absence of Christian Yelich?
Man, I would almost say Willy Adames. That's an obvious one after last night with the 2 home runs. They've obviously been looking for somebody to kind of step up and provide some more consistency and production in that 3 spot, but they just don't have a traditional 3-spot hitter, and definitely, not one like Christian Yelich. I mean, he's just a very tough bat to replace in that lineup. I would also say the way that Jackson Chourio has swung the bat in June, July, and now heading into August. Jackson has now put together like 2 really good months. It feels like he's really figuring things out. Rhys Hoskins is on a 11-game hitting streak. So I think there's a couple of individual guys that you can point to. I would say that probably Willy Adames and Jackson Chourio have put together the longest stretch. For Willie, he had a great month of July, and again for Jackson, we're now talking about like a 2-month period for him.
Yeah, Sophie, in regards to Yelich, could they shelve him until the playoffs, or in baseball, do they need a ramp-up period? Can they just plug him in like they kind of do in football, where if a guy's banged up, they'll just sit him out 3 games? Or does he need 10 games to get up to speed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he would probably need some sort of ramp-up. I mean, even to just have him DH, I totally understand the question. It doesn't work the same in baseball of like to be able to see live pitching, timing, how the back responds, obviously to going through a pregame routine and the swings that requires, and then obviously your swings in the game. So yeah, I mean Christian is still in the kind of rehab and treatment phase with his back injury the second time around. He's not with the team on this road trip. He stayed back in Milwaukee. So we'll see kind of where he's at when the team returns home. But that would be too long of a layoff. You'd be talking virtually 2 months of him sitting, and then to have him come in and face, live pitching in the postseason that's a tough task.
Sophia, when do you think we see Devin Williams make his return to the closer role? A couple of outings for him so far. They've been good outings, but when do you think they kind of have him ramped up and a full go where they feel comfortable trotting him out there in the ninth inning of tight games?
Yeah, look, I think it's close. I mean, I think the usage for Devin here the first week has been a little unusual, right? It was a full week in between appearances. I thought the first appearance he got at home against the Marlins was perfect, right? Coming in the ninth with a lead, had some room to play with, so to speak. And then it wasn't until a full week later that we saw him pitch Sunday in Washington. And at that point, it was just out of necessity. So part of that has just been a function of how the games have gone. The Brewers obviously had a tough series over the weekend in Washington. But by all accounts, like, Devin has responded really well physically. He feels really good. Trevor McGill is obviously out. They do have some other options, but look, I think Devin is really anxious to get out there and be back out there in the ninth in tight games and hopefully with a lead. But yeah, to get Devin back in those safe situations would be huge.
Sophia, are they still trying to negotiate with Adames to get a deal done, or is that kind of on ice until after the season?
Yeah, as far as I know, there have been no contract discussions here during the season.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's just...
Well, like football, you try to...
Oh, sure.
If you can, you wrap a guy up like that. But, I mean, my guess is, and I'm just spitballing, he's going to try and test free agency.
It kind of seemed... Because the Brewers did make an offer during the offseason, right, Sophia? And they just couldn't come to an agreement.
Yeah, there was no agreement there, and yeah, I mean, look, the way that Willie has performed, he's like any player. He's earned every right to test the market. We'll see what happens. We talked to Willie about that at the trade deadline, leading up to it. Of just, obviously he's a desirable piece for a lot of different teams, and he was confident at that point, that he was not going to be traded. He's been very vocal about how much he loves Milwaukee and the team and the fans, and just, it's obviously been a great stretch for him here, like coming over from Tampa in May of 2021. It's honestly kind of hard to think about this Brewers team without him these last couple seasons. So we'll see what happens, but for now he's with the team. He's thriving, he's performing really well. I think the fact that he has started all 112 games is absolutely mind-boggling, and kind of tells you everything you need to know about Willie, about just how much he wants to be out there, and he knows how important he is to this team.
Sophia, how have we arrived at a point where Colin Ray is the Brewers' best starting pitcher? And I don't mean that in like a demeaning way. It's just, I don't think anybody had that at the beginning of the season, that here we are in the beginning of August and Colin Ray is 10-3 with a 3.38 ERA.
I know. He's been amazing. He really has been, and there's just like not a nicer guy on the roster. Everybody loves him. And you're right. I think just considering all of the turmoil that this pitching staff has gone through this season, like, Colin Ray has been the most steady, the most consistent, the most reliable. The team has gone, I think it's now 14-5 in games that he has started. A couple of, appearances out of the bullpen for him when they've gone to the opener a couple times. But the way that he's pitching right now, I feel like this is like the most locked in. This is like the best version of Colin Ray that we've probably seen over the last month or 6 weeks or so. You think back to the first week of July when he went 7 scoreless at Coors Field, of all places. Now he comes back at 7 scoreless against the Braves, obviously here in Atlanta. When I talked to William Contreras last night, he said it was just one of those nights where, Colin Ray throws the kitchen sink at you, and if he has command of all of them, it's good luck to you as a hitter, because it's an impossible at bat to defend. When he's presenting 5, 6, 7 quality pitches to you, which for William Contreras, I imagine, is a lot of fun to catch Colin Ray when he's on it like he was last night. So, yeah, look, I think you even think back to last year. he was up and down 5 different times. And we forget that, but he was optioned up and down that many times and still pitched in 26 games for the team. So it's not surprising what he's been able to do. But again, I just think this is the most consistent and like locked in stretch that we've seen from Colin at a time when the team really needs it too.
They have to be pretty happy with what they're getting out of Garrett Mitchell, right?
Yes. Yeah. Look, I think for Garrett, he's getting into his season, like he's only been up a month now. He has not been starting every day. He's starting to get more opportunities now against left-handed pitching, but he missed so much time and his career, truthfully, has just been really disjointed with all of the different injuries. So he really hasn't had like a consistent runway to sort of, all right, show us what you can do when you're healthy, right? For a long period of time. Not his fault, but that's just sort of the story of his career so far. So yeah, the last 2 weeks have been great for him. I feel like you've seen really good swing decisions for him. He's been, really focused on trying to cut down on his chase numbers. That's something that any young hitter kind of has to deal with in their first couple seasons. And then obviously, his speed, his athleticism are great traits for him. So, yeah, I think we're seeing, kind of now 1 month in, like, okay, like Garrett's, he's feeling really good and he's into like the rhythm of the season and the rhythm of his at-bats at the plate and what he wants to do. So, yeah, this is a very productive stretch for Garrett.
With the schedule for the Brewers the rest of the way, it seems pretty favorable based on the number of home games that they have, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
yeah. I mean, look, there's only 50 games left. That's it. We're in the final 50. Which, yeah, 50 games left. That's it. And you are right. I think that the Brewers are on the road a lot in the first half, and when you think about the division. They've got 3 left with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I believe they have 6 or 7 left with St. Louis. We'll see the Reds when the team comes back here this weekend, and then up to Cincinnati one more time, and they're done with the Chicago Cubs. So September is very favorable for them in terms of being at home. When we get back from this trip, it's a 10-game homestand. It's going to be a tough one because you're playing some really good teams with the Reds, the Dodgers, and then the Guardians. But yeah, I think, look, the final 50, this is they like to say it's a sprint. I don't think that's really fair in baseball, but you're getting down to it at this point in the season.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was just 50 games left, Sophia. That's has flown by as the Brewers are prepping for yet another postseason run. Sophia, we always appreciate the time. Love it when you jump on and talk little Brewers with us each and every Wednesday.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Wait. Actually, one more question.
No,
Sophia.
you don't have to, Gabe. You don't have to.
It's been the theme of the show.
Right, I'm ready. What?
What goes better with tomato soup? Is it a grilled cheese sandwich or a tuna sandwich?
Grilled cheese.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Shocking.
I think you can guess who may have, come up with the idea of a tuna sandwich going with grilled cheese, Sophia. We'll leave that up to you.
But I finally figured it out.
Well, I see the tuna sandwich being like a messy dip into the soup. I like a tuna sandwich. I'm just, the grilled cheese, the dipping into the soup, that's like part of the whole thing for me.
You know what I found that it is?
The tuna sandwich is harder unless you've got a trick here, Chewy.
This is what I figured out, Sophia. It's Dairyland bias. That's all it is. It's Dairyland bias.
Yes, Big Dairyland is conspiring against you today. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. Okay. With that, Sophia, we can let you go. And maybe someday you can try a tuna and tomato soup.
It doesn't sound bad. It just sounds messy.
It is a little bit. I love a big mess. So.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Thank you, Sophia.
Thanks, guys.
Always love it when Sophia can join us here on Wednesdays. Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping you feel and perform at your very best. Look, maybe you're dealing with low testosterone, don't even realize it like I did. My testosterone levels were low. I was feeling tired, groggy, just not like myself. Figured, all right, this is just the new normal. This is what happens when you get older. But it doesn't have to be that way if you work with Mentality like I did. You go through their process, find out if your testosterone levels are low or not by taking a blood panel. And if they are, Mentality will come up with a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. This isn't one size fits all. This is to make sure that your levels are where they need to be for you. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality at lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
You guys remember hearing me talk about being at the state fair and walking around and seeing the sauna from Good Health Saunas and thinking, oh, that would be nice to have. Let me tell you, having an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has been a huge difference maker in my life. It feels great after my workouts. I can feel the extra energy and flexibility. I've been using my sauna to help my skin look better, help my hair grow, and it detoxes me, especially during football season, guys, from all that travel, breathing in all that awful air on these airplanes and in these hotels. Get in my sauna, get rid of it all. Find an infrared sauna for you at goodhealthsaunas.com. And remember, they will be at this year's Wisconsin State Fair. Maybe I'll see you there, checking out the Good Health Saunas.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
It's Wrangler season out there. T-shirt days, denim jacket nights. A pair of broken-in jeans you could live in. Open roads, endless horizons, no destinations. This is when adventure starts calling. And you need to be ready in jeans that are made for the unpredictable journey that we call life. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. So what ends up happening is you do a few push-ups and sit-ups in your room, run around the block, or just skip it entirely. Lame. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and power your buys and tries the right way or de-stress with some cardio. The choice is yours. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at lq.com.
If you're looking to get a new car, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive. Sure, you love your old car, but you know it's not normal to give instructions on how to open the window. It should be self-explanatory, but it's not. And notice how when you're in other people's cars, you can feel cushion in the seats? That's pretty nice, right? No, it's just normal. So bundle your renter's and car insurance with Progressive and put the savings toward a new car. It's time. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Everybody knows, if it's summer season, it's festival season. And Potawatomi has the winningest one, WinFest. You could make it an awesome August with a share of $500,000. Play with your rewards card for entries. Hourly drawings every Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. $25 grand in cash and prizes each drawing. It's the $500,000 WinFest. Get in on the fun. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. More info at pacebig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Can I be Chuck Woolery?
Yeah, Tiny Mike.
Tiny Mike.
Average.
I mean,
no, I want to ask the questions. Tiny Mike.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
the next edition of Behind the Bucks is here on Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher. Bucks stars share their experiences from competing on the world's biggest stage, the Olympics. From battling against their Bucks teammates to teaming up with fierce rivals, all for the glory of a gold medal. Behind the Bucks offers unique access and deep storytelling for Bucks fans unlike ever before. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits consultant. Find it at bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
But I'm thinking it's time to grow.
Metronome.
While you are getting just blitzed on the poll of tuna fish versus grilled cheese with the tomato soup, you've got a number of people who are willing to give it a try. Dumpy says, I'll try the tuna tomato soup tonight, but only because Chewy is my friend.
Only if you're worried about the mushiness, just toast the bread a little bit, right?
Well, you always got to toast the bread.
No. I don't like toasting the bread.
What? Well, you have to with the grilled cheese. Like, that's how you make it. That's how, like...
The tuna melt is far superior than the standard tuna sandwich.
Is there tuna? Yeah, what am I saying? Is that there's cheese on a tuna melt? Is that why they call it a tuna melt?
Well, that's the melt part.
Just give me the flipping numbers, please, and see if I took the number one spot or not. That's all I care about. What's the percentage?
The percentage is 95.6%.
I won. Because I believe 98 is the highest.
I think it's just a little. I think it's like 96.5.
That's how I won. That's a win for me.
So you're
it
less.
It doesn't feel like a win,
but it's a win for you.
But it's a win.
Do you agree with Brian Gutekunst and the Packers about not believing in championship windows? 60% of people are saying no.
Yeah, I'm with them.
And how would you describe the Packers Super Bowl window this season? All the way open, a little open, not open yet. A little open, 49.1%. All the way open, 47.3%. Not open yet, 3.6%.
No, it's not all the way open.
At what points do we become concerned? Like if the number one offense goes out there and looks good against Cleveland, that alleviates any concern about the offense kind of struggling a little bit against the defense in training camp, right?
I'm not going to say they've arrived.
Well, I'm not going to say
they're the number one in power rankings, but it'll make me feel a lot better if they move the ball down the field.
Correct. Because right now, by all accounts, out of training camp, the defense is winning on a fairly regular basis. Mm-hmm. So I am curious to see what happens against a different team, especially since the Packers did announce yesterday that they are going to play starters for how long is anyone's guess. But I think, by the way, I think this is the right decision for them. This isn't Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, a bunch of, veteran players.
Yeah.
This is still a really young team. This is still one team that had a team that only has one player over the age of 30 in Preston Smith.
I don't know. I think we're going to know more about the offense than defense because defense is going to be very vanilla.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, everything
They don't want to
is.
show anything.
But everything is.
Yeah, but I just want to see efficiency of the offense. That's enough for me. And make some damn kicks.
We'll ask Jason about that tomorrow. Wildy and Tausch coming up next.
We've got some backups for sure on westbound 94 from about 13th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slow from 84th to 13th. Southbound on 41 looking pretty good. So is the northbound side. However, 175 southbound right about at State Street. We've got some debris on that ramp there, so be careful with that. Southbound 43 heavy from before Hampton Avenue all the way down past Keefe. Northbound slow from North Avenue up to Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by the Bud Pavilion's live music at the Wisconsin State Fair. There's still time to see the most popular local cover bands. Tonight it is After Dark starting at 6:30 inside the Bud Pavilion. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and beautiful. A high of 75 at the lake, 78 inland. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 63, a little bit cooler inland. Weather is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
After 30 years of doing knee and hip replacements, Dr. Mitchell Shinecup thought